Holy crap, guys, new Link type hero and the first battery type hero other than Bardry, and she's from the eastern region like Zhao Bai Waifu. What's going on? Hey, now here in this video, we're going over the patch notes for the game kinggodcastle 4.7.3, and we're going to be running it down new freaking hero, and I break down the patch notes for the game kinggodcastle. So for all the latest and greatest news, be sure to subscribe and like the video and keep up with that. So new update, boy, Saeryung. So like, man, she is like freaking another wife. I love how she looks, and she's another Link type hero. Of course, she's East and Mystic, and just look at this. Just another Link type, man. So she is a Link type similar to Lunaire Amano, and you can only have one Link type hero on your team, and all of them are backup heroes, right? And it gets very confusing very fast because typically a lot of new players, they're very confused about what stat is good. Like, oh, okay, so this character is scaled off of spell power, and spell power is like blue, and then attack is red, and yeah, it can kind of get confusing, you know, for the people playing for a long time. Like, we just kind of know, but through the lens of somebody like going into it like for the first time, it can get confusing. So I understand that. So let's just look at what she does. So if you're not familiar with Lunaire and Mono and what Link type heroes are, so essentially these are units that essentially link to one of the heroes on your field. So you can see right here the effect of Sedang right here. You see that arrow. So she is attaching essentially to Draco, and when she does her ability, she buffs essentially that hero that she is linking to, thus Link type, right? So these heroes, these Link type, Lunaire, Mono, and Sedang, what are the differences, right? So let's start with Mono first. So this is the previous Link type hero, right? So Mono buffs, in short, attack power specifically. Sedang buffs spell power specifically, and Lunaire buffs both attack and spell power together. Now, at face value, if you don't know anything, you're like, why would I ever use Mono and why would I ever use Sedang? Well, I'll just use Lunaire because she buffs both, right? That is kind of incorrect. So there are cases where you would use one, and there are other cases where you would use the other, and there are modes where you would use one, and there are modes where you would want to use the other, right? So it's kind of like, the more you play, the more you understand. But as a general rule of thumb, if you're a new player and you're like, should I use Sedang? Should I use Mono? Should I use Lunaire? The general rule of thumb is Lunaire is the best general Link type hero. You can't really go wrong. She was the first one. She is amazing. Still freaking S tier for sure. Mono is also S tier, and in my opinion, Sedang is also freaking S tier. There are reasons to use all of these, and it is great because Sedang actually has a usage, and through a lens of someone who's been playing for a long time, she enables a lot of unique strategies and is bringing a lot to the mix. And let's just look at what her ability does right now. So concentrates for 6 seconds. Okay, so the concentration is 6 seconds, which is different already because Lunaire, from my memory, you can correct me in the comments, but I believe it is 5 seconds. And Mono concentrates for 7 seconds, which is kind of a big deal. But it's just interesting to note that it's 5, 6, 7, right? And she is the 6 seconds. And then she grants 90 to 120% of spell power, which is actually the same range of the other Link type heroes. So Saeryung is spell power, right? And then Lunaire is actually attack and spell power. And then Mono is 90 to 100%, 20% of attack. But there is a difference with Mono because his awakening actually increases the attack buff by 30%, but that is going a little further down the road. But to the Link target, convert it into target-based stats. Now, how this is calculated, I'm not going to get into this video because it is very long-winded, but basically all you need to know is that the higher stat of spell power that Sedang has, or whatever your Link type hero is, that will be the buff spell power percentage that you'll be giving to the Link target, if that makes sense. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, so amplifies the Link target skill damage. This is additional, by the way. This effect is simply unique to Sedang. Okay, on top of the SP buff, okay, spell power, she also amplifies the Link target skill damage by 20 through a range of 25 to 40%. Now you can think of this amplification similar to one of the newest relics that they added to the game, right? The spell amp, right? She actually adds spell amp, which is insane. On top of spell power, that is kind of crazy, dude. And similar to mono, of course, effects can be applied only once at the same time to a single hero. Now this is their effort into differentiating all of the link type heroes, and a lot of players will be a little defensive about it and say Lunaire should also be so in short, you can't stack this, okay? So for Sedang and Mana, you cannot stack linking type heroes on one carry. Guess what? Lunaire can, and she has always been like that. And this they've been applying this kind of condition to mono and Sedang. So if you have one carry unit, you're only gonna have one mono or one Sedang, right? If you're using them, and that is kind of like their catch, right? That's the limiter, right? For them to differentiate Lunaire as opposed to these guys, right? So a lot of players will be kind of defensive and say Lunaire needs to be toned down and have this effect applied to her too, so you can't stack Lunaires. But the thing is, though, Lunaire's been out for a very long time. As a long-time player, I love stacking Lunaires. It is a great strategy and it feels really good, and especially raid, you need to stack Lunaires. That's just, it has always been like that in freaking raid, right? So I think it's just a part of her identity, so you can't really remove that. Now, do I think that's a problem? I don't think so. I think mono has a place for sure, and I also believe Saeryung also has a place. It is great to see AWESOMEPIECE adding more link type heroes, because in the past it was just Lunaire, right? So it is great to have mono now, Saeryung now, and I do believe that with these 3 link type heroes, I think we're going to be having the set of 3 for quite a while, in my opinion. I do foresee them maybe doing a 4th link type hero, perhaps something along the lines of like survivability, like double the health pool or some crap, you know, like super OP like that. So I do kind of foresee that maybe, right? But I do believe that these 3, potentially 1 more, are going to be the ones that are going to be around for a long time. I have played around with her a little bit, so after this video, we're going to be jumping into a chapter 10-15 run to check her out and show it off. So let's do the rest of this. So yeah, there is some chromos for her and new awakening ability for Sedang. So it is Echo. If the MP, so this is the condition. So the link type heroes, you'll see, like, so mono has one too. So mono, if you're familiar with him, his awakening ability is that he will insta cast. Okay, a part of his awakening ability, I should say, he insta casts if his tier is lower than the target that he is buffing's tier, right? So his tier level has to be lower, and then he will insta cast. That is his like condition, right? So Saeryung's condition is if the MP cost of the target is 60 or more. So the mana pool of the target that you're buffing has to be 60 or more. All right, that is the condition. And then she will instant cast, so 100% MP, she will instant cast, and then she will restore mana over time by 35. And this is a battery effect, okay? So other than Bardry, she is the only other hero that can give mana to another hero, and it is huge. It is freaking huge. I don't think a lot of people understand how freaking huge this is, because all the time you need Bardry for freaking for mana, and by using Sedang, you don't need Bardry anymore sometimes. And there are a lot of comps and different ideas that you can do using Sedang now that she is able to give mana to the freaking target. And it is crazy. Like, you don't really need, like, say for example, there are comps that might require 10 mage, for example. Guess what? If you're using Sedang, maybe you don't need to run 10 mage anymore. All you need is Sedang, and boom, you can do like 10 blood or whatever you want. And but just strategically in making team comps and stuff, this is huge. It is immensely huge, and I don't think a lot of players kind of realize this. Like, probably at first glance, a lot of players would be like, oh, link type hero, she buffs spell power and she like gives mana and stuff and skill amp, but why would I use her if Lunaire exists, right? And that is the wrong thinking, man. This is crazy. This is absolutely bonkers, and it is great to see in the game, and actually it keeps the game game very refreshing and team comps very like interesting. As a longtime player and has seen a lot of stuff and played literally everything, this is amazing. This is freaking huge, boys. Freaking huge. Don't sleep on it. I'm telling you, do not sleep on it. But yeah, she is great. Now she has skins. Undercover Santa is the limited time skin and only available when limited time skins only are available when heroes are first released, right? So if you want this, you better buy it right now. And of course, you can only get it with real money. Of course, I have all the skins. As a reminder, I do have a playlist on my channel of all the skins, even the limited ones. Not everyone has all the limited skins, boys. I have everything, boys. I have everything. That's why you are here, right? So this will be coming out very soon, so check it out on the channel. And it is pretty much very similar to like the night theme. So I have it. I love it. I'm gonna be using it, right? So that is that. And then Jupiter. Oh man, this is a pretty good super skin. Very basic, it's still yellow, but it is nice. I do love the Korean style Lunar New Year skins. There's that. If you care about it, there is some optimization with getting relics. Like you know, lately if you get like a chest or something, it gets super laggy, so they optimize that. A bunch of bug fixes, and then optimization. And there is that. So let's go in game and check it out. Now, before we go into game, I do want to comment. Awesome piece. If you are watching my freaking video, can I request, now they do actually, like before in the past, they actually don't tell you these numbers, okay? So kudos to them to apply and give, you know, us the information of the numbers. They do tell us the East region, whatever. I'm still going to be requesting that in the arena update that they tell us who are East regions and who are Mystic class, you know, for example, you know, please tell us who are they when you tell us in the arena patch notes, please. And please tell us when you release a new freaking hero, okay? Awesome piece, I request, please, on top of the skill, all right, and on top of the awakening ability, can you please tell us what are their level 4 and level 8 potential abilities? Please, they are very freaking important. For example, when Inwrath got released, it is so important. His identity, his like the why you play him and stuff is based on his potential abilities, level 4 and level 8, and that is not shown on the patch notes at all. So if you just read the patch notes and you didn't know what level 4 and level 8 potential abilities were, you'd be like, this guy is freaking garbage, right? So please include the level 4 and level 8 potential abilities. They are just as important of the skill themselves and the awaken ability. That is my request. Okay, in rant. All right, let's go in game and check it out. We're in game. Saeryung. So I have a team right here, and let's look at her abilities real quick. So her skill is pretty much what we saw, and then her your awaken ability, of course, and then we're rocking the limited skin, of course, and then her potential ability. This is not listed in the freaking patch notes, as I mentioned. So her level 4 restores 40 mana to the target once for the first time. So the first time when Sedang buffs the unit, she will give 40 mana, and after that, every tick based on her awakening ability, it will tick 35 mana after that, okay? The why it's 40 and 35, I have no freaking clue, but just know that when she casts spell, it is 40, and then her awakening ability will give her the target 35 mana at every tick. And then her level 8 ability is pretty freaking good, actually. So plus 80% attack speed to the target of Inner Flame. Now, some of you guys that might strategize, it is very interesting because let's look at Mono real quick. I just want to put this out real quick before we run into the run. So Mono, level 8, minus 30% damage taken to the buff target, and this is one of the reasons why you use Mono a lot, and he actually provides a lot of survivability in his kit, which is very strong. But a lot of people pair this, because of the 30% damage, with Crown, because if you have Crown, if you don't know what Crown is, it provides CC immunity permanently to the target that is holding it, but the caveat is that hero takes 20% increased damage. So if you have this, which increases damage by 20%, and you pair that with a Mono buffing the target, then you effectively kind of negate that, and that is a unique synergy, and is very interesting at that. Now you might think, okay, so plus 80% attack speed is very good. What is some of the synergies that you can get? Guess what? One of the newest Relic minus 30% total attack speed. And this is great because this allows you to get more MP on auto attack and amplify skill damage. So there is some very good synergy here. So if you kind of want to negate this, then you can use Sedang, right? And it goes hand in hand. Her kit is freaking amazing. Another battery type unit as well. And like I said, she's very good. Do not sleep on her. Don't, like, I know a lot of people love to be like comparing link type heroes, like, why on earth does Mono and Sedang exist? I can't stack them, yada yada yada. Lunaire should be, unstackable, and I don't necessarily agree, but you'll hear that a lot. Okay, you'll hear that a lot. It's natural. It is natural. So let's go through here now. Let's try to get a high tier Zalbai so we don't get wrecked at the beginning. So let's just check out this battery unit, and it feels right. Zalbai, he's a, God, he's a fan favorite. He clearly one of the fan favorites. A lot of people play this game just for Zalbai. I mean, he's a freaking sick hero, man. And, come on, man. God tier skin. Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't freaking love the God tier skin? Now, do you see that mana generation kicking? Now, the only, quote unquote negative thing, it could be a positive thing, by the way, for sync. If you got, for those of you who been playing a while and know about sync and all this stuff. So, the mana doesn't come in until like a second or so, right? And there's a delay because the Saeryung doesn't start giving mana to the target until she casts, and there's an animation for that cast. So if you'll notice, at the beginning of round when I click start, Zalbai will actually run about here, right? And it's because Saeryung needs to finish casting, give the 40 mana, and then tick once for the 35, and then boom, this Zalbai will insta-cast. So you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Boom, insta-cast. That is why. But it's very strong. So yeah. So blue book, please. Blue. Nope, nothing. I guess I'll go attack speed, right? Yeah. And we're running, we are running, I forget what we're running. I literally forgot. Actually forgot. I'm just gonna do this. We are not running the newest relic. I'm doing like this. I'm just doing like standard, like Shield of Gladiator Insignia Mask. you could do the skill amp, the new relic. I love that relic too. I think that relic is extremely strong as well. Been using a lot of it. The new relics are no joke, man. Like usually when they add freaking new relics, they're like hot garbage, right? So speaking of relics, they need to remake Wedge. And they need to remake Wedge, like Mercenary Contract. Come on, bro. Let's do some of this real quick. But yeah, I think Sedang has a place for sure. Just like Mono. All three are very good. Now, it's interesting because there's so many link type heroes now that it's better for new players, right? Because before it was kind of like, oh, if I don't have Lunaire, it's GG. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like Lunaire was like the best hero lock character ever, and it's great to see so much variety now, and it's kind of crazy to see. I must say, this limited time skin blends in with the freaking Isaac BP, man. I keep on almost selling. So we're at 35% skill amp with 110% spell power. Now, if you're going for like spell power buff, you want to put the staffs on Sedang, okay? I know it can get confusing. A lot of new players get confused. They're like, oh, what do I, who and what do I put my items on and all that? I know. Okay, let's do some selling. Let's do man, I don't care. I don't care. We're trying to highlight. We're trying to highlight Sedang here. So I mean, Zalbai is nice too. You know. Look at that mana generation, dude. You know, it might even be beneficial to put an armor on her because she'll just get popped, right? Boom. Give you this, give you this, give you this, love you up. That doesn't get duped, does it, by the mask? Because, yeah. Because it's based on, in this case, it'll be, well, it'll be items, no. It'll be items, but they have same amount currently, so that means it goes by release order, right? For those of you that know what I'm talking about. Some of you that comment went past like your head. Some interesting mask. That mask has gotten changed so many times. You know, let's put in another. I know I'm using insignia. I'm pretty sure I'm using insignia. But let's just, for the sake of the video, let's do this. Well, I would want to like space it out a little bit because of this thing, right? Let's just do like, you'll take the hit. Sell some stuff real quick. Yeah. Boom. And we're not running Mage, Altar, or Bardry, which is insane. And Saeryung might actually get rid of your need to do. A lot of people have been doing the basic Mage Altar relic because of the starting mana and all that, and you can instacast and all that stuff. There is a universe where Saeryung, you actually don't need to use the Mage Altar. Like, say, for example, Taebaek, right? You can put a Saeryung on Taebaek and he will cast pretty quickly, right? And that is crazy. I need a red book, please. No red book. Okay, fine. We'll just, you know, whatever, man. Whatever, bro. Let's just do this. Wait, where's my link? Game? Wait. Oh yeah, it's because of the mask, maybe? I don't know. Here, let's see. Let's just do this. What? That was a bug. Did you see that bug? What? Oh, it's because of the items. It's the items. It's because I gave another item, so oh god, please. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. That was my mistake, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And there it is, boys. There it is. Now let me know in the comments below if you've been playing with Sedang. What do you think about her? Are you on the Sedang chain? Do you see her benefits, or you're just like, you know, I would love to know actually. Like, do you see the benefits of the lines between Lunaire, Mata, or Sedang? I know it can get very confusing, but yeah, of course, new hero and new month means that new General Hero tier list will be coming out very soon with Sedang on there for sure. So as always, subscribe for those monthly tier lists, and I'll see you next one, boys. Later.